What's good, grind schoolers? It's your boy Rob, and today we got something a little bit different. I am going to be using a product that was sent to me from Lasfit Air. Shout out to Lasfit. I've worked with them in the past. They've been a great company to work with. They decided to go ahead and send me a air pump, and it's actually pretty crazy timing that they hit me up and sent me this air pump because I actually needed a better solution to what I currently have going on. Like when I try to pump up the tires on all the cars, I have to hook up the air compressor, wait for it to fill up with air, and then I have to take the cord and snake it around all the cars and everything in the garage in order to just fill the car up with air. Now, I have a better solution, which is a portable air pump that I could just, hook up to each one of the tires on the cars, and I don't have to worry about it. I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. I also have bikes to pump up and stuff like that, and I don't always want to have to use the air compressor and use the tire gauge and stuff like that. So it came at a real perfect time as we're entering into the summertime, and the tires need to be at adequate air compressor. We got bikes, we got balls for the kids, all kind of stuff. It handles everything. So I'll show you guys what it looks like in a second. But before we jump into the video, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. And yeah, let me go ahead and get into it. So here's the pump. I've already used it on my El Camino, but I'm gonna use it for the Impala because the tires were a little flat and they've been sitting for a little while. So I want to go ahead and check the tire pressure. When I used it, it was really cool, man. I was able to set the tire pressure and let it ride until the pump turns off. It turns itself off at the tire pressure that you set, so you guys will see that in a second. Let me go ahead and open this up. You see how small the case is? The case is really, really small, which I like because pretty much it'll fit anywhere. It'll fit under the seat. It might fit in the glove box, depending on what size glove box you have, or in the center console, something like that there. But this has a nice LED screen, so I'll go ahead and turn it on. It'll let you know when it turns on. Boom. And then it has these different settings for like a car or like a bike, or or I guess a motorcycle, a bike, a basketball, things like that are set to different PSIs. I'm not really sure what the other readings are, so I'm not going to change it and act like I know. It also gives you a nice battery reading, which tells you how low it's going. You can hook it up to a USB. So in order to charge this, because after I used it for the Elco, it died, or it was going dead. So I charged it. I just plugged it into the wall, which it has this lightning cable. It has two different types of air filler cables, a black one, a red one, and then you could also plug it into your cigarette lighter in order to charge it. So if you're on the road or anything else like that, you can plug it into the cigarette lighter, have it charged up, so just in case you get a flat tire on the road, you can break this thing out, no problem, let it fill up, you're good to go. The tires fill up pretty quickly as well, so it probably take a lot shorter of a time to fill this up, or to fill up the tire with just this little tiny portable pump, rather than letting the air compressor fill up and then having to take everything over to the car and then filling it up, because this takes quite a while to fill up. And then also it eliminates the tire pressure gauge, so I don't have to use a tire pressure gauge anymore to check my tire pressure. So you fill it up and then you take the thing off to check the tire pressure, make sure if it's too low, you got to put it back on, take it off, put it back on. You no longer manually have to do that stuff. So shout out to Lasfit Air for sending this out, because like I said, it couldn't have came at a more perfect time, right at the start of summer, when I need to fill up the tires on the cars, fill up the bikes, the air for the bikes for the kids and stuff like that, fill up the soccer balls and basketballs and stuff like that. Perfect. Works for everything. I think there's a needle in here for, yep, there's a needle in there for the ball. So it comes with everything that you need to fill up any type of air anywhere. But I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the case, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a demonstration on what it looks like as it's filling up the air in the car. All right, y'all. So I got the pump hooked up. As you can see, let me go ahead and turn it back on. Oh no. All right, turn it on. As you guys can see, my tire pressure is low. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the pump on. Oh, switch it. Go ahead and turn the pump on. And it'll fill up and it'll stop at 32 PSI. So these tires pretty much require 32 PSI in order to be adequately full. So I'm gonna let it do its thing for a little bit, and then we'll move on to each tire to make sure everything's all good. Like I said, it eliminates the tire pressure gauge and the air compressor, so I don't have to sit here and wait for the air compressor to fill up. I could just, you know, throw this on the tire and let it go, let it do its thing. So we'll let it go for a little bit. We'll see how long it takes to fill everything up. It sounds like there might be a leak, but I'll check it here in a second, and then yeah, we'll go from there. All right, y'all. It's probably been going for probably about a couple of minutes. And we're almost all the way to 32 PSI. But yeah, like I said, it's been going for about a couple of minutes. You can kind of see how fast the numbers change. It's at 30, it's at 30.5, 30.1. So it happens pretty quickly, y'all. And this is a really big tire on this car. It's a 315 wide by 22. So it's a pretty big tire to be trying to fill up. It's pretty wide and it's pretty big, and you see that it stopped right at the 32 PSI, so you don't have to worry about overfilling your tires and it possibly exploding on you. So anyways, man, definitely shout out to Lasfit Air for sending this air pump out, because I definitely have a use for it, and I'll be using this thing all the time, making sure my tire pressures are good. I shouldn't have any issues. Also too, in the winter time, I'm more reluctant to, you know, fill up the air compressor, pull out the air compressor and fill up my tires, so my tires kind of go flat until I can get to them. Not with this thing. I'll be able to just charge it up in the wall, take it out whenever I need it, go ahead and set it and forget it, let it fill up to the tire pressure. I don't even have to stay outside and monitor it in the cold. When it's really, really cold outside, I could just do that, let it rip, and then move on to the next tire. So we're good, man. This thing works really well. It also has a light on it so that I could see at nighttime, just in case I was stranded on the side of the road or I needed to do it at night. It also has a light on the top of it so you can see what you're doing. And yeah, man, just definitely a great tool to have in your arsenal, along with, you know, emergency kit. With these old cars, fire extinguisher, jumper cables, all that kind of stuff. It's definitely a nice addition. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up the rest of my tires, and yeah, man, shout out to Lasfit Air once again. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. Once again, shout out to Lasfit Air. Lasfit products are incredible, man. I'm not even gaslighting. I'm not, you know, being biased or anything just because they sent me their product to use. But everything that I've used has been quality. I have the headlights in, I use their headlights in the Impala, in the truck, in my wife's car. They're very bright. They bright up the road. I've had them in all of the cars for over a year now. Haven't had any issues. They allow you to see really good. Their air pump is really good quality. It looks good. It fills the tire up within a timely manner. It is a smaller air pump, so it does take a couple of minutes. However, I had one of the air pump that, you know, was a jumper box plus an air pump plus a light, which I ended up having to throw out because the battery died in it, which I shouldn't have let die, but it did die. And it just wasn't working anymore. But it used to take forever to fill my tires up, forever. And it just wasn't that practical carrying this big box around in every car that I have whenever I go out or anything like that. With this portable cable, it's really small, hooks up to the cigarette lighter. I can put it anywhere, put it even in the back pocket of my seats if I wanted to do that. Throw it in the trunk, wherever you want to have it. It definitely will fit. It's a nice addition to the arsenal. When you're out on the road, you want to make sure that you're safe. You want to make sure your tire pressures are adequate, or to an adequate tire pressure, which most people just get in the car and they just drive it and don't really even pay too much attention to it. And the tire pressure gauge, the old type style tire pressure gauge, is not necessarily harder to read, but you know, I feel like it's not as easy as just being able to plug in the cable. It already tells you what the tire pressure is, and you just set it, forget it, let the tire pump up. So I think that it's a pretty solid investment. If you want to get one, go ahead and jump down in the description below. It'll take you right to their website. Also, you could check it out on my Instagram. There's a link straight to the product on my Instagram on grindschool_1. So check it out, man. If you guys are in the market for a tire pump, I know a lot of you guys are getting your cars out there for the summer, and you want to make sure that your tires are to adequate pressure, that you're not denting no rims because there's not a lot of pressure in there. You're not messing up the tires. You don't have any flat spots. Keep it maintained during the winter time as well. A lot more simply, a lot more easily than just plugging the air compressor up, taking the cord out, dragging this cord everywhere to all your tires. You could just unhook the thing, put it on the tire, move to the next one, and you're good. So I probably had it on the front tire. I don't know if you guys heard it stop, but I probably had it on the front tire for all of 3 minutes. It was at 21 PSI, filled up to 32 PSI. So it happens pretty quickly. And yeah, man, definitely a great investment. So go ahead, jump down in the description below, get yours today. Shout out to Lasfit Air. Thank you guys for working with me again. I appreciate it. I thoroughly enjoy your product, and I'm not just saying that. You know, I actually use the products that people send me. If it's not something that I can get with or get behind, I'm not gonna push it. So thus far, it's filled up the Elko, it's filling up the Impala just fine, and there's no issue. So anyways, man, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time I drop another video. Always remember, work hard so you can live free.